Introducing, standing at a height of not 5'6", but 6'3", weighing in at 200 muscled pounds, the W.A.D.E concept. Sorry guys, I'm just practicing. As you know by now, always a commentator, for reals. In all seriousness, thank you guys for making that happen. Truly, it was not me, it was all of you. I am so excited to do all the things that we have coming up for this event. You guys do not want to miss any of that, so make sure you subscribe here at the W.A.D.E concept. And not only just for the Showstar content, since I'm not giving you guys a watch party on the night of those fights, I might as well make up for it. And we're doing that this Saturday with the UFC heavyweight title on the line. I want to see you on Saturday right here on the channel. But as for today's video, we're talking about Showstar boxing. Not a fight that's been set in stone yet, but one that could take this card over the top. I'm talking about an X factor, and that is AnEsonGib's. Of course, we all know the rumors around Gib and Austin McBroom, and the big Gibber is saying, "F all that, throw me on the Showstar card," but he doesn't have an opponent. So, who should it be? Don't worry, I got the perfect answer. So Gib's next opponent, possibly, maybe, potentially, on the Showstar card. Breakdown, let's go. All right, so if you guys missed this, a couple days ago, Gib has come out and said, I don't know what's happened to Austin, but he's going through some sort of transformation. He's grown a beak and feathers and webbed feet. In other words, he's ducking, so he's not going to wait anymore, and he's looking to fight, possibly on the Showstar event. And of course, as soon as he said that, the internet went fucking crazy. The names were thrown out there. Guys like AnthonyTaylor, Slim is another name being brought up in a very, very interesting fight, in my opinion. And we had names like Josh Bruckner being thrown out there, a Taylor Holder rematch, some other things that people were throwing out that didn't make a ton of sense. Let's just keep it to three names that I think make the most sense: AnthonyTaylor, Josh Bruckner, and Slim. We'll start with Josh Bruckner because I think it's the least likely to happen. First off, Josh Bruckner, I think, outweighs Gib by about 20 to 25 pounds, and I'm not saying that Bruckner can't cut the weight. I know he's fought at middleweight in MMA. I just don't think, first off, size-wise, it's a natural fit. Gib, facing power like Josh Bruckner does have, we've seen him struggle with guys that can land straight shots forward and back, and Josh Bruckner's a talented dude. That's not to say that Gib shouldn't fight talented guys. Of course he should. I just don't think it's the most natural of matchups. Josh Bruckner having to cut 25 plus pounds to get down, Gib trying to go back up. It's almost like the Jake Paul fight again as far as the size disparity. Again, their team did not like him putting on weight to get to a weight that was able to be made by Jake, and Jake's a similar size to Josh Bruckner, so I don't know if that necessarily is going to happen. The next one we have is AnthonyTaylor, and now again, we have some of the same things that you get with the Josh Bruckner fight. You beat a legitimate fighter. You beat a guy that was on the main card, not necessarily the main event or the co-main, but on the main card of a Jake Paul fight, and he put up a decent fight against Tommy Fury. And if Gib were to go out and look better against a guy like AnthonyTaylor, his stock goes through the fucking roof like I'm praying my Dogecoin does again because I didn't sell when it got to the highest point last year. Fuck! Sorry, lost a lot of money with that. The point I'm trying to make is, yes, Anthony is a legitimate fighter. I think the counter argument would be, he's not a YouTuber. What does he do as far as bringing eyes to the fight with Gib? And I don't know the answer to that, but I do know he promoted his ass off with that Tommy Fury fight.
I swear to God, all my life, take my soul, I'm going to beat you.
AnthonyTaylor was kind of doing that all by himself, and I know that Anthony would try to build this fight. He is a little bit of a gimmick. He's a little bit of a character, but I fucking love it. And I think the fight itself would be interesting to see. Two guys of similar stature, similar size. But again, like I said, the big drawback is on Gib's side, what does AnthonyTaylor do for him? And I'm not going to lie to you, I think this would be a tough fight for Gib, and so would Josh Bruckner. But I think it's more likely than the Josh Bruckner fight, so don't be surprised if you see AnthonyTaylor and Gib in that ring. But there is one last one I want to talk about, and this one, it might make the most sense out of all of the names that we've said or been brought up at all. Of course, I'm talking about the halal hitman himself, Slim. The whole thing that Showstar is doing such a great job of putting fights together that tell stories. King Kenny FaZe Temper, Beta Squad FaZe Clan, Alex Wasabi Deji, a rivalry 3 years in the making. Slim and Gib, two guys that have been brought up in possible matchups, were supposed to fight, I think 2 years ago, and the fight fell through, or someone didn't sign and they couldn't get the money right, whatever it was. And I know Gib and his team in the past have said they aren't necessarily looking at that fight. They don't think Slim brings the eyeballs, and maybe they don't think that Slim is on the level of a guy like Gib, even in the ring, but I don't know if that's the case. I think Slim's a little better than people are giving him credit for, and with his wingspan, he looks like fucking Kevin Durant in there for a guy like Gib who loves to fight on the inside. If he could find ways to slip those long, rangy shots. And that would be a matchup that Slim hasn't experienced. Yes, he's fought guys where he's had a reach advantage, but no one that's been able to maneuver that reach advantage. And Gib has shown an improvement in that ability. So I think it's a great matchup, but I don't know how it's going to work with Social KO and Tam Khan. Is he going to release him to have this fight, or is it going to be something they work out a deal with Showstar? That's where I don't have any input. I have no idea, but I think it would be mutually beneficial for Social KO and for Showstar to have talent cross-pollinating. You can't just give Slim cupcakes to continue to fight. You can't do it, right? It's not going to continue to work. The circus only fools people once or twice until you see the clear difference in skill between a guy like Slim, who's been boxing for, I think, 2 or 3 years now, and these other guys that are just getting on the card and getting fucking flatlined. But if Slim can do that to AnEsonGib, all of a sudden, he's looked at in a different light in this YouTube boxing scene. And if Gib could shut down Slim, who's 3-0, 3 knockouts undefeated, either guy would be a YouTube boxer hitman who's taking out all these names on their way to the top. It's risky, for sure, but every fight is. We all know that Gib wants to fight legitimate guys and wants to prove how good he has become. So the 3 options on the table. Josh Bruckner, I could see it happening, but probably not. AnthonyTaylor, we're starting to get into the realm of possibility. It's a legitimate pro fighter. Gib and him are around the same size and stature, and if Gib should win, it elevates his name because he beat a pro guy, although this isn't a YouTuber, and I don't know how many eyeballs AnthonyTaylor would bring Gib. But again, that's something you're gonna have to weigh with everyone. No one's gonna be the star that Gib is. But my personal opinion, story-wise, what would make the most sense, and 2 guys that are kind of in the same lane at the same time, it's the Slim Reaper, it's the Halal Hitman, it's Slim. Like I said, you have 2 guys on basically the same path, and whoever wins can claim that title of social media slayer, actually beating the other YouTube boxers and creating some sort of a longevity. And I know that Gib wants the Austin fight, and he deserves to have a main event fight with a guy like Austin or another big name. He does, but I think it's better that he fights because more activity, more growth and learning, a way to get in front of eyes once again, because this YouTube boxing scene needs consistency. And through all of those things, his star builds, his paycheck builds, his notoriety goes up, and his place on the card goes up. So personal opinion, not reflective of the event, not reflective of anybody on Showstar, because again, I don't know anything about who they're talking to and what's happening with Gib. Just my opinion as a guy that loves the YouTube boxing scene and wants to see it progress. I think the best matchup is Slim. I think the second best, if you can't get Slim because Social KO and you can't work something out there, and that's understandable, is AnthonyTaylor. Either one of those and you get Gib on this card, I'm telling you right now, top to bottom in this YouTube scene, because it doesn't look like anybody else is mobile right now. No one's saddling up that horse, hopping on and yelling giddy up, except the Showstar crew. This could be the best YouTube boxing card of the year. But again, these are my opinions, and they don't really mean anything when it comes to booking these fights. Really, it's up to you guys. So let me know in the comments down below. Let Showstar know who you want to see in this fight. But at the end of the day, 2 questions we have as we leave off. Is Gib actually going to be on this card? I don't know Gib too well, but in any small interaction I've had with him, he's a real fucking guy. So when he says, I want to fight, the motherfucker wants to fight. Just a matter of getting it done in time and on short notice, and can it work out? And the last question we have as we leave off, Gib might want to fight. He might want it so bad that he could taste it like a Salisbury fucking steak, but does he have an opponent? One that can actually be there and fight in March, and one that challenges him, has a storyline behind it, is going to make him a better fighter because of it, and lastly, and most importantly, one that you guys want to see. I don't have those answers, but possibly in the next coming weeks, keep your eyes peeled, because I guess we'll find out.